Hello, everyone. Welcome to another study of Oahspe.com podcast video, copyright for YouTube. Today's subject will be solar wind, cosmic rays, gravitation, and radiation. On the study of Oahspe.com webpage titled More Science to Chemistry, Physics, Astronomy. Oahspe, Book of Cosmology and Prophecy, Chapter 11, Verse 6. There is no such thing as separating science and religion. To obtain knowledge and to do good, these are valuable. Oahspe, Book of Knowledge, Part 1, Verse 30. Te, or Tai, said, I will reason with thee, Jehovah, for all I know shall be based on science and truth. From thine own perfection am I inspired to this end, and my talent shall be strengthened by pursuing the exact sciences of all the known truths. Neither will I put away mine own judgment, nor accept for truth that which is at variance with thy established laws. Talents shall be strengthened by pursuing and learning physics, astronomy, mathematics, physical anthropology, neuroscience, and genetics. Definition of exact science. A science as physics, chemistry, or astronomy, whose laws are capable of accurate quantitative expression. That's from Exact Science Definition by Merriam-Webster. Oahspe, San Diego, California Science Connection. Study of Oahspe.com author's experience. Number 1, 1983. My high school science teacher said he had seen excerpts of Oahspe in science journals. Number 2, 1983. My friend from junior high school and high school said he had seen that book talking about Oahspe before. He had seen that book Oahspe before at a science fair. Number 3, 2014. Friend of my mother went to City Library and asked for the Oahspe book, and she, the librarian, said, "What do you want with that book? Only scientists check that book out." Now scrolling down, on the left you have The Mystery of Gravitation and Radiation image from Walter Russell's books, The Secret of Light and The Message of the Divine Iliad, volumes 1 and 2. And on the right you have the image of an Oahspe plate on the solar vortex. And it says Solar System's Nose Found Aimed at Constellation Scorpius, published April 8th, 2011. A NASA spacecraft has uncovered the solar system's nose, which points in the direction our sun is moving through the Milky Way galaxy, astronomers say. And that's from nationalgeographic.com news. Sun Nose Scorpius Solar System, NASA, IBEX Ribbon Space Science, 2011. Clicking on that link. So clicking back, it says Scorpius is one of the constellations of the zodiac. Its name is Latin for scorpion, and its symbol is Unicode symbol. It lies between Libra to the west and Sagittarius to the east. It is a large constellation located in the southern hemisphere near the center of the Milky Way. And that's from wikipedia.org, Scorpius. And there's an image right there of the Milky Way constellation sectors showing the Milky Way galaxy. And there's the center right there. And there is Scorpius right near the center. And that yellow dot is the sun of our solar system. And below that it says, just as Oahspe illustrates the nose of the Earth's magnetosphere vortex points toward the sun, center of solar system, and a comet's nose points toward the sun, center. The sun's magnetosphere vortex is aimed at the constellation Scorpius near the center of the Milky Way galaxy. So it's the same pattern. Same vortexian pattern in the cosmos, in our solar system, and in the galaxy, as it relates to comets, the Earth's vortex, and the solar vortex. And right there on the left is an image of a scientific illustration of the Earth's magnetosphere with its nose pointed toward the sun. And on the right is an Oahspe illustration of a plate of the solar system, showing right there the Earth's planetary vortex with its nose pointed toward the sun. So John Ballou Newborough drew that correctly. A source, and below that is written, a source accelerating galactic cosmic rays to unprecedented energy discovered at the center of the Milky Way. And that's from this website right here. phys.org news, source galactic cosmic rays unprecedented 2016. Clicking on that link, phys.org, which is a physics website. A source accelerating galactic cosmic rays to unprecedented energy discovered at the center of the Milky Way. So clicking back, it says, scientists have long thought cosmic rays from inside our galaxy come from supernova explosions. But a new study has fingered a second source, the supermassive black hole at the heart of the Milky Way. With this new result, the search for cosmic ray origins, which has frustrated scientists for more than 100 years, has taken an unexpected new twist. And that's from sciencemag.org. News 2016, Milky Way's black hole may be spewing out cosmic rays. Clicking on that link, brings up AAAS, science, and it says right here, observations have shown for the first time that something in the vicinity of a supermassive black hole can accelerate protons to super high energy. Milky Way's black hole may be spewing out cosmic rays. Mysterious high-energy particles known as cosmic rays zip through space at a wide range of energies, some millions of times greater than those produced in the world's most powerful atom smasher. Scientists have long thought cosmic rays from inside our galaxy come from supernova explosions, but a new study has fingered a second source, the supermassive black hole at the heart of the Milky Way. With this new result, the search for cosmic ray origins, which has frustrated scientists for more than 100 years, has taken an unexpected new twist. It's very exciting, says astrophysicist Andrew Taylor of the Dublin Institute for Advanced Studies. This has probably shaken the field quite a lot. People will need to reassess their models. Cosmic rays pose a mystery for astronomers because they don't follow a straight path through space. They get tugged and pushed by magnetic fields, so it is almost impossible to figure out where particular particles have come from. It says that cosmic rays pose a mystery for astronomers because they don't follow a straight path through space. I wonder if that path is curved or spiral, like in the Vortexian spiral spoken of in Oahspe. They get tugged and pushed by magnetic fields. They don't follow a straight path through space. Now clicking back. Full definition of vortex. Plural, vortices. Play, also vortexes. Number 1, something that it resembles a whirlpool. Number 2a, a mass of fluid as a liquid with a whirling or circular motion that tends to form a cavity or vacuum in the center of the circle. And that's from Merriam-Webster.com dictionary, vortex. Vortex equals form a cavity or vacuum in the center, equals supermassive black hole at the heart of the Milky Way. The cavity, hole, or vacuum at the center of a vortex is filled with matter and energy to form a massive or supermassive compact object. And that's what you find at the center of the Milky Way. Radiation, or the radioactive force, comes from the center, negative Vortexian currents. The solar wind and galactic cosmic rays originate from the center and move outward. Cosmic ray, plural noun, cosmic rays, a highly energetic atomic nucleus or other particle traveling through space at a speed approaching that of light. And that's from Quizlet.com, electromagnetic spectrum diagram. Clicking on that link brings you to the Quizlet website, electromagnetic spectrum. And scrolling down, right there, cosmic ray, a highly energetic atomic nucleus or other particle traveling through space at a speed approaching that of light. Clicking back, solar wind, noun, the continuous flow of charged particles from the sun that permeates the solar system. And that's from Goddard Space Flight Center, nasa.gov, glossary. Clicking on that link brings up the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, Goddard Space Flight Center website, Sciences and Exploration, glossary. And right there is the solar wind. It says the continuous flow of charged particles from the sun that permeates the solar system. So clicking back, the lowest energy cosmic rays arrive from the sun in a stream of charged particles known as the solar wind. But pinning down the origin of the higher energy particles, in brackets galactic cosmic rays, is made difficult as they twist and turn in the magnetic fields of interstellar space. And right there, there's an image from the Oahspe plate, the solar vortex plate, showing the twists and turns of the stream of charged particles known as the solar wind, or what Oahspe would call the solar vortex. But you can see there from John Ballou Newborough's drawing in Oahspe of the twists and turns. And that was from home.cern about physics, cosmic rays, particles, outer space. Clicking on that link, brings up the CERN Accelerating Science website. Cosmic rays, particles from outer space. Cosmic accelerators, it says there. Just how do cosmic rays reach such high energies? Where are the natural accelerators? cosmic ray experiments at CERN. And there's an image of CERN particle accelerator. It says below that, view inside the chamber of the cloud experiment at CERN. Now clicking back. If one could imagine a very long serpent in spiral form, constantly turning its head in at one pole and its tail at the other, and continually crawling upon its own spirality, such a view would somewhat illustrate the currents of a vortex. That's from Oahspe, Book of Cosmogony and Prophecy, chapter 3, verse 25. And there is the image of the Oahspe plate showing the solar vortex in its spiral form, twisting and turning. And below that is an animated GIF of a vortex flowing out at the bottom and flowing back in at the top, like the magnetic field lines of a magnet, flowing in at one pole and then out at the other. Where it flows in is the positive vortexia, and where it flows out is the negative vortexia. Above illustration of solar system currents and a stream of charged particles in spiral form, constantly turning its head in at one pole and its tail at the other. Both the solar wind and galactic cosmic rays arrive from the center of the vortex, the Sun center and the Milky Way galaxy center. The solar wind and galactic cosmic rays are caused by negative vortexian currents in spiral form that go out from the center head at one pole to its tail at the other end, the opposite of gravitation, called radiation. And here is gravitation and radiation. This is from Walter Russell, the scientist and mystic Walter Russell. Fiery spiral arms of radiation, mother light, reached out from the equator of its central sun. In brackets, negative vortexia is what I wrote, explaining what Walter Russell said in Oahspean language. Gravitating father light pull spirally inward from the heavens toward the poles of the centering giant sun. In brackets I put positive vortexia. Walter Russell, The Secret of Light, pages 149, 150. And clicking on the Walter Russell link to his website, it says science. Then it says, naturally, the entirety of the secrets of creation were mine to know as a complete and consistent cosmogony, which knowing enabled me to envision the universe as a whole. This is when Walter Russell experienced cosmic consciousness, which is the consciousness of Jehovah, the all-person. Underlying the creative process of the universe was a fundamental principle of such simplicity that I felt that I could gather the great scientists of the world together and give them that entire principle in a few minutes. For I had been aware that for decades science has been searching for such an underlying principle which would apply to all phenomena. Modern scientists would call that the unified field theory, the grand unified theorem, or the theory of everything. And this was a direct experience of Walter Russell when he experienced cosmic consciousness. It says right here, Walter Russell Home Study Course in Cosmic Consciousness, Prelude. Gravitation and radiation. Large-scale examples of this process can be seen in any of the spiral nebulae, notably Nebula 74 Pisceum. Now, when Walter Russell was speaking about spiral nebulae here, at the time in the early 20s, they had not discovered galaxies yet. Edwin Hubble in 1924 discovered galaxies outside of our galaxies, outside of our Milky Way galaxies outside of our Milky Way galaxy. But before that, they called them spiral nebula, and they thought they were inside of the Milky Way galaxy. They thought the Milky Way galaxy was the whole universe. So when he's referring to spiral nebulae here, it's actually referring to galaxies, to a galaxy outside of our Milky Way galaxy. And Walter Russell goes on to say, two fiery spiral arms of radiation, mother light, reach out from the equator of its central sun to born its countless other suns and earths by unfolding them from its centering seed. Two black arms of gravitating father light pull spirally inward from the heavens toward the poles of the centering giant sun to generate the sun in incandescent oneness of all form. Gravitation is the male principle of creation. Gravity unfolds toward the seed. In Oahspe language, this means positive vortexia. Gravitation is the male principle or positive vortexia. Radiation is the female principle of creation or negative vortexia. Radiation unfolds from the scene. The generating light of gravitation and the degenerating light of radiation are projected through each other from rest to rest in pulsing sequences to manifest idea by borning father-mother forms of idea through their voiding interchange. And that's from Walter Russell, The Secret of Light, pages 149 to 150. Walter Russell goes on to say, Jesus was a scientist. Jesus or Joshua or Yeshua was a scientist. Jesus, Walter Russell says, Jesus was the consummate scientist. He knew the omnipresence of light. Or as Oahspe says, vortexia is unseen power, and it pervades the universe. It pervades throughout the universe, omnipresence. And Walter Russell goes on to say, he knew the omnipresence of light, which we have expressed in radio, radar, and television. Speaking of Jesus or Joshua, that he knew this, but all he could say in his day was, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Now, I'm not sure if Jesus or Joshua or Yeshua knew these things. I'm sure the angels did and Jehovah did, but whether they shared that with him way back then, I'm not sure about that. But that's according to Walter Russell. And that came from Walter Russell, The Message of the Divine Iliad, Volume 1, page 137. So clicking back, Now on the left is an image of the solar vortex in Oahspe. On the right is an image of the animated gift of the vortex. Right there, the animated GIF of a vortex. And there's the solar vortex Pao Sang from Oahspe. And I color coded the solar vortex in Oahspe to match the colors of the animated gift vortex. The yellow orange, I'll read right below that. I wrote blue green equals positive currents of vortex equals gravitation. See above illustrations. So the blue green is the positive vortex or gravitation seen in the images, and orange yellow equals negative currents of vortex equals radiation. So there's the orange yellow going out from the center outward, and there it is there. And the green blue is the positive currents going out toward the center. And there's where the sun is located, in the center of the head. And so that'll do it for today's podcast video. And stay tuned for another study of Oahspe.com podcast video. Thank you for tuning in, watching, and listening to podcast video.